Christ is risen. Alleluia. Down through the centuries, on the feast of Easter, and in fact, for the entire Easter season, that was a customary greeting among believers, among Christians. Christ is risen. Alleluia. It spoke that deep awareness and conviction that not only had Christ risen, but they rejoiced in it not only for his sake, but also for the promise that it held out to others. And so, even today, those words should be on our lips. Christ is risen. Alleluia. Because our entire lives have been changed with God's overarching love for us in sending his Son to suffer and die so that we might live forever. God loved us first by sending his Son. And in sending his Son, he's invited all of us into a very special relationship, a relationship which, God willing, will end with all of us together in God's presence for eternal happiness. That's why St. Paul said in that second reading, set your hearts on what is above. Our lives now are not just a journey from birth to death, but really our lives are a journey from life to the fullness of life that opens up after death, all because Christ is risen. Alleluia. But our first reading today that we listen to also is very important as followers of Christ. Because you see, as the disciples came to believe, to understand what the empty tomb meant, that Jesus Christ had conquered even death itself, they immediately began to share that news with others. Peter tells us in that reading from the Acts of the Apostles that they became witnesses. They became the ones who then told the story that indeed the person whom they were so much loyal to and followed and now were his spokespersons, that he had the message of eternal life. And you couldn't stop them. You couldn't stop them because they had a message, and they realized, not just for themselves, they had a message for everyone. No matter who we are, we come into contact with other people every day of our lives, be it through a phone call or a neighbor, someone who stops in for a visit. Every one of us has the opportunity to share what we hold as precious. God's love for us, highlighted and culminating in the resurrection of his divine Son. For by that, God lets each and all of us know that he wants to be with us and for us to be with him for all of eternity. My dear friends, my prayer for all of us is that this is truly a happy Easter. An Easter that we realize how blessed and fortunate we are, that we do set our hearts on what is above, but we do so committed to helping others on that same journey. God will be with us as we carry on his sacred work. May God bless you all.